I think we both have got it wrong, didn't we? We both got it wrong with Sean Dyche. I think we looked at Everton at the start of the season, and because they flirted with relegation back-to-back seasons, we both said that maybe that's it. Everton, on thin ice, the ice is going to crack, they're going to get relegated. And even with a 10-point deduction, they're out of the relegation zone now after a good win against Newcastle. They would be 10th right now. I think 10th or 11th, if they didn't have that 10 points taken away, they're doing all right. They're doing all right, aren't they?
Yeah,
doing all right, Everton. I'm surprised by it all.
I mean, Everton, whatever you think of them, whatever you think of the limitations of Dyche, they won't go down now. And that for them is a success, particularly considering they've had 10 points deducted from them this season. It's a very impressive tally. And I mean, they're not going anywhere.
Yeah, and that's the
and when you think
positive.
how close they've been to relegation the last 2 years, staying up by the skin of their teeth both times. The fact that we're December the 8th,
and he's done nothing. He's done nothing in the transfer window either. By the way, when you think of real big investment, he's done nothing. He's had to just coach. If anything, he's had to get what he's got, coach, and improve. Unlike your team, who've done a hell of a lot in the transfer window, and right now are awful.
Yes,
I mean, going to Goodison Park. I mean, we have seen some displays from Chelsea in the last sort of few weeks. Do you think you're going to get one here?
No, we'll get beaten at Goodison Park. Of course we will. Like, we haven't got a good record there at the best of times. Like, we really haven't.
The way you say, no, of course we won't win there. Question,
but it is a silly question to suggest that Chelsea are going to demonstrate the resilience to beat an Everton team at Goodison Park. Have you seen Chelsea play? Have you seen the lacklustre approach? Have you seen the mistakes that are being made both on the pitch and at boardroom level, and something that isn't being discussed very often by Mauricio Pochettino? Like, Pochettino is making a pig's ear of this job. Chelsea have won 2 games at home this season. 2 games at home. And for some reason, we don't explore Mauricio Pochettino's contribution to what's going on at Stamford Bridge. Look, I'm not for 1 second here suggesting that Pochettino needs to be replaced.
Sounds like you were.
No, I don't think he should be sacked. I think that on some level he's been set up to fail by the board. However, whatever you think of the board, whatever you think of the recruitment strategy, whatever you think of the players, Chelsea should not be sitting where we're sitting in the league.
It's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy.
We should not be there's not 3 points between Chelsea and Bournemouth.
No, you're right. I agree. I mean, the size of the club that Chelsea are, I mean, you won the Champions League 3 seasons ago. Like, there should be a wider discussion about Chelsea being 10th. Like, if you think of any of the big boys, and Chelsea are a big team, right? Imagine Arsenal, Liverpool, Man City, United, 10th.
Being 10th. And Mauricio Pochettino. Yeah. Mauricio Pochettino being 10th should be totally unacceptable. If he's the manager that he is supposed to be, if he's the manager that Tottenham fans will tell you he is, and when he came into Chelsea, everybody, all the journalists, everybody whacked his lyrical about Mauricio Pochettino and his ability as a manager. If any of that is true, he has this crop of players above 10th. Yeah. He has this crop of players more than 3 points above Bournemouth. He has this crop of players above Everton if Everton didn't have 10 points deducted from their tally. So, no, I think it's going wrong. And do you know where this became really apparent? The defeat against Manchester United. If you think about how symbolic that defeat was and how important it is to say how poor this Chelsea team are, how lacking in everything that you demand from a team Chelsea are, it's that game against Manchester United. You cannot move, Addy. You cannot move for column inches about how disjointed Manchester United are. Manchester United are in crisis. They're all over the place. They're so unmotivated. They're completely in disarray. That's who Manchester United are, right? Chelsea turn up, they look like Ferguson's treble winners. How? I tell you how. Because Chelsea are just massively underprepared. We're so underwhelming. There's no spirit in the team. There's no desire in the team. Enzo Fernandez is a passenger. I saw a very funny comment from a Manchester United fan, but it really, really got me. He was talking about Chelsea, and he was talking about Enzo Fernandez, the player that Enzo Fernandez is meant to be. He started talking about John Joe Shelvey. I thought, do you know what? Enzo Fernandez, when you talk about him, in the way that Pochettino gets protected, Enzo Fernandez gets protected. And I think it's because he's friends with Messi and he scored that goal against Mexico and he won the World Cup last year and he came in to a team that was beaten by Saudi Arabia and changed their fortunes. We're a year later. And if you count how many good games Enzo Fernandez has had for Chelsea, you could do it on one hand and you'll have fingers to spare.
Oh, okay. Well,
we're all over the place, Ad. Am I wrong?
No, no. Look, again, you look at the table and Chelsea sitting 10th, and again, you look at the money that's been spent on that squad, and what I think is still, again, I mean, going by names here, good players in that squad. For you to be 10th, and for it not to be a wider conversation. How many people got excited about the 4-4 against Man City and forgot everything else?
Yeah, me.
Everything else, including you. You did. You made a video about it and said, we're back, and you're clearly not back.